India Wins Freedom is the autobiographical account of Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, a prominent leader of India's freedom struggle and the first education minister of independent India. Written with remarkable honesty and insight, the book offers a first-hand narrative of the political events leading up to India's independence in 1947. Azad presents a critical evaluation of key personalities such as Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, and Sardar Patel, shedding light on their roles, strengths, and shortcomings. He particularly emphasizes the internal conflicts within the Indian National Congress and the complexities that led to the partition of India, a decision he deeply regretted. Azad's reflections are both personal and political, blending his emotional experiences with a sharp analysis of the historical forces at play. Notably, parts of the book were initially kept confidential for 30 years after its publication in 1959 to avoid political controversies, with the full text released later. India Wins Freedom stands out for its candidness, making it an essential work for anyone seeking to understand the nuanced and often painful journey to India's independence. First chapter, Prospectus of the First Volume, from India Wins Freedom. In the prospectus of the first volume, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad offers an outline of his early life, family background, education, and initial political awakening. He begins by tracing his ancestry, noting that his forefathers migrated from Herat to India during Babar's time and eventually settled in Delhi. Coming from a scholarly family, Azad describes how members of his lineage held important positions under the Mughal rulers, especially in the promotion of learning and education. Azad recounts his father's journey, Maulana Khairuddin's move to Mecca after the decline of Mughal power in the 1857 uprising, and his significant scholarly contributions. Azad himself was born in Mecca in 1888 and relocated with his family to Calcutta in 1890 for medical reasons related to his father's health. Though intended as a temporary move, the family stayed permanently after the death of Azad's mother. Educated traditionally at home in Persian and Arabic, Azad mastered Islamic theology, philosophy, mathematics, and logic by the age of 16. However, he soon became restless with traditional teachings and pursued English education independently, beginning with basic English books and eventually reading English newspapers, history, and philosophy. This period marked a great mental crisis for him, during which he critically questioned orthodox religious practices and the narrow sectarianism he saw among Muslims. Azad describes a deep personal transformation during this time, choosing the pen name Azad, meaning free, to symbolize his break from inherited conventions and his search for truth. His political consciousness also evolved rapidly amid the backdrop of Lord Curzon's partition of Bengal in 1905, which fueled nationalistic and revolutionary sentiments. Azad engaged with Hindu revolutionary groups in Bengal despite initial suspicions due to his Muslim identity, arguing for Hindu-Muslim unity in the struggle against British rule. His exposure to revolutionary movements abroad during travels to Iraq, Egypt, Syria, and Turkey further broadened his perspective. Azad emphasized that Indian Muslims should participate actively in the freedom movement, not align with colonial authorities. On returning to India, he founded the newspaper Al-Halal in 1912, which played a transformative role in Urdu journalism and Muslim political awakening by advocating nationalism and unity across communities. The chapter concludes with Azad's account of the government's increasing restrictions on Al-Halal, his subsequent exile to Ranchi under the Defense of India regulations, and his eventual return to politics. Upon release, he collaborated closely with Gandhiji and became deeply involved in the Khilafat movement, marking the beginning of a new phase in his public life, which he intended to narrate in detail in future volumes.